everyone, and welcome to the Daily Dish. I'm your host, Kathy Rankin, and I'm here with Sara Haley, and she's been with us all week sharing some great information for fitness. And today we're going to specifically show you some exercises for staying fit while you're pregnant, keeping that body in shape so you can take it off easier later. So let's get right into some exercises. Tell us some of the things we can do just right at home when we're wanting to stay in shape.
Great, so I'm going to give you first a really great warm-up exercise. One of the most wonderful props you can use when you're pregnant is a chair, because we deal with a lot of balance issues and we also need to modify a lot when we're pregnant. So the chair is going to be here for balance. So we're just going to grab the outside of the chair. So a great hip opener, because we need to have open hips for pregnancy, right? For a successful labor. We're going to stand on one leg, and so use the chair as much as you need to. Just lift the opposite leg up and swing it forward and back. Okay, and one of the most important things you need to concentrate on is really keeping a nice posture with this. So chest is open, shoulders are back, and then when you swing your leg back, just take your body forward a little bit so that there's no arch in the back there.
And what is this working? Is this mainly your hips?
We want to open up the hips, so you really want to try to just let it go. But more importantly, or not more importantly, but equally as important, we are working your inner thigh.
Yeah, I can already feel that.
Right, so you can feel that, okay? If you just let it swing a little bit more though and let it go, you'll feel that hip really start to open up.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So
we've done it way too many times now, but the idea would be to do about 8 to 10 reps.
And then do you rest in between?
And then switch to the other side.
Okay.
Yep.
And so now that's good warm up. Is there anything you should be conscious of not doing in some of these movements when you're pregnant?
Things like lying flat on your back is one of the big ones that we don't want to do.
Okay.
20 weeks out.
Okay.
Because we can cut off the flow to the fetus and things like that. And we just don't want to be there for an extensive period of time with our heart rates up especially.
Well, good to know. I don't think a lot of women really realize that. So, all right, so what about our next exercise?
All right,
so we're warmed up.
Yes, we warmed up, and
loose.
you want to get your body moving. If that means going for a little walk, as well as warming up your hips. But hips are one of the most important things we can work on in terms of flexibility and mobility when we're pregnant.
Okay.
Let's work on our upper body. So we're going to turn our chairs like this, just so we have a nice flattering angle for the camera.
Okay.
And you're going to put your fingers forward. Now, I was a big fan when I was pregnant. I did not want to be that pregnant woman that was struggling to get out of the chair.
Right.
So, to work on our upper body, we're going to do a move that I call get up. It's a tricep dip. So walk your feet on off. Your glutes, which is your butt, is going to be really close to that chair, and you're just going to take your body down and up. Good. So you're hitting about a 90-degree angle from your elbow to your shoulder.
These you can feel
exactly,
right
in
into
the back
the second
of the arm. Good. So let's push ourselves up and take a seat. Now, as you start to grow a bigger baby, okay, and you put on a little bit more weight, that even in itself could become a little more challenging. So when that happens, a way to modify would be to just do one and then take a seat, right? Because really this is the point of the exercise. Take it down, take a seat and rest. And if you need to rest a little bit more as you grow, take the time, right? I mean, really the goal when you're pregnant is to get in some sort of exercise every single day. And on the days that you feel amazing, especially during that second trimester, do even more.
Great
right?
advice,
Because you never know, there's going to be those days where you're just like, I can't do it today.
For sure.
And you have to listen to your body.
Yeah.
Good. So let's do what I call the baby burpee. Okay. Maybe you've heard of burpees. It's a really hot exercise.
We did that on
right?
another segment.
Right. So when you're pregnant, we need to find ways to modify really to be careful with the baby. So we're going to go back to back with our chairs here so that we can use the outside of the chair. In case you haven't seen a burpee before, I don't know if you can get me here on the floor, but a real burpee when you're not pregnant is there, right? Well, that could become more challenging when you have all of this in front and when you are breathing for two.
Definitely.
Essentially. So we are going to go on the chair, and then you can start by just walking your feet out to that plank and then walking them in. And walking out and walking in. Okay, and then if you do feel like you're ready, especially if you've been doing burpees before you were pregnant, you can jump it out and you can jump it in. Okay? Being careful to really manipulate those feet and land ball to heel. So you'll see I'm taking out the impact by really concentrating on my landing there.
And is that working your core?
Yeah, so it's gonna work full body. You'll feel it if you squeeze your butt and you squeeze your abs, and I'll talk about that in a second, how you wanna squeeze your abs when you're pregnant. You're gonna get a full body workout, but it is a great core training technique. So real quickly here, when you're pregnant and you no longer have a belly button, and the idea of abs really just doesn't even exist.
Right, exactly.
Right? So what is replaced is your baby, which is super cool. And so maybe if you've taken some Pilates, you've heard, and some other instructors as well, you've heard the term pull your navel closer to your spine.
Yes.
Right? You may have heard that.
Yep.
So when it's your baby, you're gonna say pull your baby closer to your spine. So it's like you're giving your baby a big hug. And that's how you wanna think of activating your core. Because you can't really pull in.
Right.
Theoretically you can, but you can't see it, you can't really feel it anymore. It's a very strange thing if you've never been pregnant. It's a very interesting feeling. So really, if you can just think of pulling that baby closer to you, it feels really good emotionally, and then physically it'll keep you really, really strong.
Great stuff. I know a lot of
Good.
ladies out there can relate to these tips. So we'll see you guys again with more from Sara on the next Daily Dish.
And if you like them, check out Expecting More.